Nothing cornier than losing a rap battle and suing your label for that.
So lately, we seeing the Young Thug, we seeing Drake. They're starting to lose momentum. And from your perspective, what does that say about where the industry is headed? And that's for either one of y'all.
Oh, you want to take that one first, Janero? Um, I mean, for me, I think it's just art imitates reality, right? And everything, I feel like history repeats itself, and we're all kind of living in this simulation that is, people are fickle. The industry is fickle. Fans are fickle, especially in the age of social media. I feel like social media dictates what people like. The internet dictates what people like in the wave that they're on. And also, I'm not going to absolve Drake or Young Thug, but this might be a hot take, but I miss the days where celebrities were not online. Like, I miss the days where I was not in your group chat. I don't need to know your business. I don't want to see the trial. I don't care about the hot takes. Like, I think that has really kind of, for people like Cardi B, it works, right? Because she's so authentically herself every time she's on a live or her own, like, it works for her. But for people like Drake, nobody wants to see you because it comes off as like corny or cosplay, and he gets accused a lot of like being a culture vulture in this day and age. And I think it's just a sign of like the time that we're in and the way that music is shifting, especially with AI and samples and all the things that I'm sure we'll get into um later. But I just think Drake has done a lot of corny things, and there's nothing cornier than losing a rap battle and suing your label for that. Like, I have never seen that in my 34 years of living. And I just think he lost a lot of people. And I was a Drake fan. Like, if you're reading this, it's too late. I still have that CD. Like, old Drake, love. Views was probably the last album I listened to, because once he started trying to be like light skinned Future, he lost me.
Yeah.
So it's just not, his sound is not authentic anymore. So I think that's where that momentum is slowing down. Um, because everybody that grew up listening to Drake when he was still Aubrey making mixtapes, singing "Is Anything I'm Doing Brand New," we're all grown now. So it's like we kind of grew up with Aubrey, especially if you watch Degrassi. So to see him kind of switch from being the guy that makes the emotional music for your girl, like the singing rap that the girls can sing along to, or sweatpants, hair tied, chilling with no makeup on, to now you're talking about like you're dogging women, specifically black women. Like, I just feel like he's alienated a lot of his audience. I don't listen to anything from Young Thug, so I couldn't tell you why he's losing momentum. But Drake specifically.
Gotcha. What do you think, Janera?
Yeah, I think this is probably one of the first summers that we haven't had a summer hit record. And normally Drake is the one that provides that. The whole Young Thug stuff. I mean, there's a point in people's career that they like, you see them reaching. And I think Young Thug he's a menace. The stuff that he said is just coming back on him. And everyone can't pop out of jail and have success. Gucci did it. I mean, if you want to say Jay-Z did it.
Tupac, Gunna.
Yeah. But everyone can't do that. And then on top of that, you look at all the rappers that I grew up with that are making hot music, like Clips. Come on.
Yeah, that Clips album is crazy.
Malice is 50, and then you got the middle class of rap, like really putting out good music also. Earl, Larry, Tyler's probably top tier in that, because they're not like your normal commercial rappers and stuff. But I think music is shifting right now, and some people are tired of the nonsense. To Kim's point, it's like all right, Drake, how many times can you cry? You know, how many times can you say the same thing over and over again? And I'm not, you know, I mean, Drake has held down a decade and some change of putting music out. Um, you know, and it's like each year he's reinvented himself or he's done something to be relevant or to put out that hot club record and everything. The music that he's doing just isn't sticking right now. And then you lose a whole rap battle and you turn around and sue like you looking like a sucker. You buy a Tupac chain and it ain't even Tupac's. You try to diss Pusha T in the clips, but you got suckered into buying a autographed microphone by them and it wasn't even theirs. Like you're a fan of these people that you now trying to turn around and diss. And you know, Thugs trying to go at Kendrick like, oh, you know, you don't even want to do a feature and blah, blah, blah. Kendrick addressed that before it even happened because he knew it was coming. So, like, I mean, some people are just reaching, but the good music is getting out and it's sticking. You know, the Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist album. You know, who would have thought Larry June and Two Chains would sound so complementary
Yeah, that
together?
Larry June goes
Yeah.
hard.
You know, and it's just, you know, from a rap perspective, it's so much out there that the mediocre stuff or the same stuff you've been doing just ain't gonna work anymore.
Yeah, I agree. So I personally kind of look at it all from multiple angles. So there's of course like the industry angle. So it's like the money side, the creative side, and then I look at it as like a spiritual, energetic side. And as soon as that Kendrick and Drake battle started happening, I was like, this just feels very spiritual. Almost like the Lord is like, enough is enough. Like it's just too much foolishness going on, and we got to cut this out. And the more the battle, and this was before Meet the Grams even came out, and then Meet the Grams came out, and I was like, oh yes, for sure, this is just
When
like,
J. Cole bowed out gracefully, I knew he was on a spiritual vibration that he was like, nah, I'm out. Y'all got
yeah,
it.
like I don't even think J. Cole could have really done it. It had to be Kendrick because it was almost a battle of like for the culture, and it's like we have to protect the culture because if not, dudes like Drake will come and extract and take and pump out the toxicity where it's like you don't even care and you're not even trying to care what you feed the kids. Like your core audience that you always target, they're kids, and you almost 40 and you're still targeting kids, but like you said, now you're baby future, and it's extremely toxic. And so as time has gone on and we've seen Young Thug, who like that whole crew, Young Thug has kind of fallen off. Little Baby is kind of like, I think his last album people hated. And to see that Gunna's kind of the only one out of that little pocket in that crew who kind of decided, you know what, whatever they on, I'm not on no more. I'm going this way. I think it was the best thing he could have done for himself because and he's not even really in that era. I guess maybe the tail end of it. He's the only one that's kind of still standing, but none of them were really putting any substance out. And so I think it's just kind of like eating fast food. You can only eat so many McDonald's hamburgers before you be like, absolutely not. I want to go to grandmama's house and get some home cooking. And I think that's what we see personally, to me, what we see happening is like Kendrick offers soul food where it's like it's filling, and he doesn't have to drop an album every 10 days because the last album is gonna stick to the ribs. Same thing with your Larry Junes and your Freddie Gibbs. Even if that's not your thing to listen to all the time, it's still a form of a soul food that's just way more filling culturally than it being like you drop a 40 song album and you just hoping that one song catch on to go viral to get on the radio.
I'm
Um,
not listening to 40 songs. Like when Chris Brown dropped that album with all them 50 11 songs, I said, y'all are trying to get out of your contracts. Y'all are not slick. That's what this is. Because who's listening to 40 songs on one record?
Yeah, it ain't me. I know some people who did, but I'm like,
Power to him.
if you're gonna give me 40 songs, it's got to be a hella diversified on some Beyonce level. But you cannot give me 40 of the same mellow songs where it's like, and you're kind of saying the same thing over and over again. That Chris Brown album, like if one of them songs randomly pop on a playlist, I can let it ride and it's gonna sound